Hello everyone, welcome to my new video on document template creation with anchors in UiPath Document Understanding. So this feature was introduced in the latest release of UiPath. So as you guys know, for us to create templates in UiPath for document understanding, we use the form extractor or the intelligent form extractor in case you need to do for handwritten data. So we use the same two activities to create the template with anchors. So anchoring is the new feature that was introduced. So let's see how we can use this in UiPath to get more accurate data when we are working with a fixed structure documents. But the challenge is when it comes to these documents, sometimes though you have the same layout, just like what you see in this document, sometimes you might come across these documents are different in size, or it is flipped to the other side of the page, just like what you see over here. Now, this is the same document, but it's rotated around. And again, you might come across, especially when you're working with scanned documents, the size might differ some time to time. So this is the same document with a different size, and this is as an image. Also, you might also come across situations where the same scanned document is not in that proper layout. So sometimes it might be tilted a little, just like what you see here. So usually this happens when you're scanning. So in this case, how can we use the form extractor with the anchors to capture the information irrespective of the size of the document or how it is placed in the document? So as you know earlier, this form extractor, it was when you specify a range or a custom area, it used to look for that value in that area. But now it is a little bit more advanced so that we can use the same template in these kind of scenarios as well. So let's see how we can do that. So here we are in the UiPath Studio. Now I am not going to build the entire flow from scratch. So I have the basic things ready here. As you see, I'm using so let me show you the dependencies. So if I go to project dependencies, you can see that I'm using the very latest version of the document understanding, ML activities, and the latest version of intelligent OCR activities. So use the latest version, and in here I have pointed this to the folder path where I have my input files, which is right here. So these are the files that you saw earlier, and it is specified here in the folder path. And I have done the load taxonomy. So taxonomy creation is just the same as before. So you have all these fields, and these are the fields that I have used to actually show you how this works. So no difference in taxonomy creation. You just need to specify the field and the data type, and that's it. So after the load taxonomy, you go into the for each to loop through each and every page of the document. And in the digitized document activity, I have used the UiPath Document OCR. And when it comes to data extraction scope, I'm not using the classification here. Because of that, I'm using the document type ID, which I can grab from the taxonomy manager. So if I go into this section, here you see the document type ID. So in case you are not familiar with these activities, how you should do this, I actually recommend you to go through the video series that you can find in my YouTube channel, or you can go to UiPath Academy and look for the document understanding courses available there. Okay, so in the data extraction scope, I have the variables assigned and I'm using the form extractor here. So this is the activity that we need to use to create templates. So in my case, I'm actually using the enterprise trial. So the endpoint, as you see, it is pointed to the enterprise endpoint. If you are using the community, this part will not be there. Okay, and you need to place the API key and let's create the template. So though I have the activity, I have not yet created the template. So let's create one. Clicking on create template, selecting the type as invoices, and I'll be giving a name, invoice. And since we have like 4 documents here, let's create the template for the first document, which is this one. This is the native PDF file. The rest are actually images, as you see, and this one as well. So let's create the template for this document and let's see how it applies to all the other variances. So I'm selecting the document here as the first one, and I'll leave these things as it is. Let's click OK. And here now you can see in the latest version there are a few additional um, icons here which specify few things. So this icon says that it accepts custom areas. It was there earlier, and this anchor kind of icon specifies that it also accepts anchors for each and every field. So this anchoring concept is actually similar to the anchors that we use when we are doing UI automation. So if you are using the anchor based activity in UI automation, you can specify your anchor and also the element that you are interacting. So it's kind of the same thing. In here, we'll be also using a target that focus on the value that we need to extract, and also we'll be specifying one or more anchors for each and every element or the target to easily identify that. So along with this, on the top here, you can see another selection mode. Here we have tokens, custom area, choice on selection, and also anchor. Tokens is these uh, elements that we can capture. And when you specify a custom area, you can specify an area like this. And choice on selection is, so you can see once I select that, I can either select tokens or the entire custom area. So in our case, let's use the anchor. But first we need to specify matching info in the first page. So by default, you need to have at least 5 words here. So let's give, I'm pressing the control key while selecting. That allows me to create multiple words and maybe this set. Um, yeah. So let's do that, and also a couple of from here. and clicking on plus, and that goes as the matching info. And we are coming to the invoice date. So in the previous versions, we only specified the custom area. Now we can do the anchor. We can actually specify the area, and along with that, we can specify anchor based on these identifiers in the document. So to do that, select invoice date and go to anchor. The first thing you need to do is find the value. So for the invoice date, we will specify this as our value. All you need to do is just highlight the area where you can find the value. You can see it is highlighting in blue color, and you can see it as a target. And you can also see the delete button. You click on that, it deletes. So let's highlight this, and this is what I need to extract. And how am I going to specify the anchor is? It's always better to specify a element something closer to the target, but use something unique here. I don't recommend using any other values as the anchor, but use the identifiers here. It is always the same. So once you specify this, just drag on top of this to specify the anchor. So you can see it is highlighting in green color, just like in UI automation. And it has a link saying that this anchor is related to this tab. So once you do that, click on this plus sign, and you can see this was configured, and also it has one anchor, and the main anchor is the date. If you have multiple anchors, this will have several anchors specified here. The next thing is the invoice number. So let's do the same thing for that. And I'm selecting the invoice number and also these two as the anchor, and click on plus again. The next is due date. Select on due date, and I'm specifying the due date along with my anchor. So you can see while highlighting it also highlights the words in that region in green color for the anchor. The next is the delivery address. So let's use this one. So first thing is the value, and I can use this as the anchor. Okay. And the last one here, total. So let's give two anchors for the total. And I need to select that first, and then highlight the value. And let's give balance due and payment as the two anchors. So I'll give the closest one, and this is going to be the main anchor. And along with that, I will specify payments as the second anchor. So you can see how it links. The main anchor is linked to the target, and the secondary anchor is linked to the main anchor. And when I click on plus, you can see the two anchors. Main anchor with a blue color icon and the other with a black icon. So that's how you do the anchoring. So let's also configure the line items here. So in the latest one, it is actually easy. Some of these features were already there, so I will extract a new table, and if it is able to identify the columns and the rows, it will automatically separate it out. So I just need to separate the columns here, and I need to specify item number, description, quantity. So these are coming from the taxonomy, unit price, and this column is not required, so I will say unused, and the line amount, and then I will say extract header and set. So now you see 4 rows here, but I only have 3 including the header. So this is the header. As you see, it also highlights in red line here. So let's make this as make it the table header. So this will now relate to the column header. And this is the first line, second, and third. So let's remove this as we don't need the third one. Okay, and save. So we have configured the template along with the anchors. And let's click on save and close. Configure the extractor for all the fields. So I have done that earlier. So after doing this, down here I have the present validation station, which is configured to show us the values that were extracted. And below I have the export extraction results to extract or convert the extracted results into a more usable format into a data set so that I can write it into an Excel file. So the main thing we are focused here in this video is use of the form extractor. So in case you have handwritten data, instead of the form extractor, use the intelligent form extractor and follow the same steps. Okay, so we have done that for the main document, the first document. So let's run this and see how it applies to the other layouts, or basically the other type of documents where you have it as a horizontal one and in a smaller scale, and also uh, in this kind of documents, which is a bit different compared to this one. So let's see how it works. Okay, so I'm going to run this. Okay, so the validation station for the first document. So this is our main document, the same document that we use to create the template. So you can see it is extracting the values as usual. No much difference here, and this is missing. So I'll save it and continue, and let's see. So this should obviously be accurate because we use the same document for the template creation. The challenge is how does it work in the other documents, because the values are not in the same position it was as in the main document. Okay, so the next one is sorry, I had to drag it to this screen because it opens up in my other screen. So this is the document that has the same layout in a smaller scale, which is our second document, this one. So here you can still see that though the size of this is different, it is still able to capture the values using the template, and it is highlighting the same values. But here in the invoice number, you can see it is saying go here. and it is this. But along with that, so this feature is also coming in as a new feature in the latest release. So you can see three here, and it says so show suggestions. So let's click on that and see what's there. Okay, so here we see three options. One is go here, which is the one already selected, along with the confidence level. And if you say footer, it is pointing to this one. And if I select the value, this one, which is exactly the one that I need to extract. So how this is ordered is based on the confidence level. So go here has the highest confidence, but this is the one that I need to extract. But it is showing here as a suggestion. So it's good. So for me to select this as the accurate one, you just need to click on this replace value with suggestion. And there you go. So the due date is correct. And the address is it has captured as usual. Let's see the line items. So that is also captured irrespective of the size or the layout. So you can see now that the template is more flexible and it doesn't need to be the exact same way. But the structure has to be the same, but how it is placed in the document can differ. So let's save this and move to the next document. So in the next document, we should get the one that is, yeah. So this one, you can see there's a difference. So this is the third document. You can see three, which is this document. So this is how it is in the original document. It is on a horizontal basis. But the document understanding was able to uh, rotate it so that it comes in this format. And still, you can see that it was able to apply the same template to capture the values that I need. And those are really accurate. Even the line items. Okay, so let's see the other document, which is this one, which is so usually we come across these kind of documents when you are working with scanned documents because sometimes you won't place the document in the exact same way. Yeah, so this is that document, and again you can see though it is bit not very aligned, still it applies the same template to capture the values. So we have the invoice date, we have the invoice number and the address. Let's see the line items. So you can see it is capturing everything perfectly. So that's really amazing. And this is how you should, or you can use the anchors along with the form extractor by creating templates to work on uh, fixed structure documents, but how it is placed or where it is placed in the document can change now. So it is more easier to work with. And to make things even easier, you can create more than one template for the same fixed structure document to address more variated scenarios or more variances on how it is placed in the document or the page. So this is how easy it is now to create templates and use it. So I hope this is helpful to understand how we can use the anchors to create the templates using the form extractor. I will share this solution in the video description so that you can download and try yourself. So, and thank you very much for listening, and hope this is helpful. See you in another video. Until then, enjoy.